In this chapter, I'll be showing you the basic method for creating tire treads. We'll be using this method later in the DVD for creating the detailed treads for the Camaro. In top view, I'm going to add a mesh plane, and I'm going to subdivide this 3 times. I'm going to select the center edges and the 2 alternating edges around that. And holding Control to snap it to the grid, I'm going to move these to the right, 1 blender unit. And now I'm going to cap the ends here with triangles. But I'm going to make sure there's a vertex in the middle of each triangle. And I'll explain what I'm doing in a second. And these vertices on the end here, the 3 pointing out, I'm going to move them back to the left, 1 unit. That way we keep our object square. We're going to be using an array modifier, which is basically tiling. So we have to make sure that we maintain a square shape. And we also have to make sure we maintain the same amount of vertices on both of the edges and that they're aligned perfectly the same. Now, with face selection mode enabled, I'm going to go through and select the interior edges, leaving a space in between them, including these triangles in the end too. And in front view, we're going to extrude them up a little bit to be our simple squiggly tire treads. And make sure to erase the faces on the end. Now you can see where I'm getting with this. If you selected them all and moved them down so that they're tiling, now it starts to make sense. Now, with our simple tire treads made, let's go into the Object Modifiers buttons and add ourselves an array modifier. This is what's going to tile our treads. Change the array count to 10. So we're left with that. What we're going to do with this is now shape it from the side view so that we have a good profile of the tire, and then we're going to bend this around in a circle. Now, one last thing we need to do that I forgot to do is enable merge in the array modifier so it connects all the tiles and makes this one object by connecting overlapping vertices. So, from side view, with the cursor still centered, let's add a curve, a NURBS curve. And in edit mode, now we're going to draw the profile of a tire. So subdivide this a couple of times and draw the shape of the tire that you want. We have a basic rounded shape at the top, and then it also flares out at the bottom here. And then I'm going to bring it in a little bit too. I'm going to leave it out. So once you're done editing for the shape you want, we're going to bend this object around that curve. Now select the tire treads again. I'm going to minimize the array modifier and add a new modifier called curve. Under the object field, select the NURBS curve. That's not quite what we want. All we have to do though to fix that is simply, inside view, move that to the right until it's centered. So you can see the treads starting to bend around that. Now in top view of the treads, we need some more space on the edges next to the treads. So in edit mode, and in vertex selection mode again, select the edges at the top, extrude them up 3 units, extrude them up again 3 units, and one more time. Do the same thing with the bottom. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that extends down as far as we need it to. But we need more detail on everything. So I'm going to subdivide everything one time. And let's see how that looks. That's good. Now in front view, we're going to bend this around in a circle. So minimize the curve modifier and add a simple deform modifier. After you apply the simple deform modifier, change the type from twist to bend. You see it's not bending the right way. In edit mode, rotate that counterclockwise 90 degrees, and then rotate the object in object mode 90 degrees back. So now it's bending the right way. Now we're going to increase the factor until this comes around into a full circle. Get it as close to perfect as you can, so that when we apply this and remove doubles, it'll connect perfectly. So I already calculated the perfect setting, and it's 6.283185. And that lines everything up perfectly. That looks good. In the toolbar on the side of the 3D view, press Set Smooth to smooth everything. And you could either add subsurf. Let's see how that looks. Our dumb little treads. Or you can add an edge split modifier to keep the sharp edges but smooth everything else. Now once you're happy with your treads, we can go through and apply everything. So apply the array modifier, and then the curve modifier, and then the simple deform modifier, and now it's complete as an object. Now press W for the specials menu and select Remove Doubles. And if everything went well, there shouldn't be any gaps anywhere. Now before you apply all those modifiers, you should really make sure you make a duplicate of your tire and move it to a hidden layer as a backup. Now the only thing left to do is stretch that to be a little bit wider. And change the angle and the edge split modifier. And that's the end of this chapter.